We will be back here. Plenty before that over the coming weeks and months on Sky. Here's an intriguing clash in the super welterweight division. It's got the trade buzzing because it's one of those classic matches of timing. The bright young hope in Ted Cheeseman, the knowledgeable, tricky campaigner in Carson Jones, who's campaigned in much higher class, but it can't go on forever. He is 31 now. He's coming off a very strange, result anyway, against Antonio Margarito, when he was pretty much robbed in Mexico. But he's had those sort of ups and downs, the roller coaster of life as a fighter over the years.
Very underrated is Carson Jones, Adam. You know, he does the basics well, moves, slips, rolls. Like you said before, he's had many ups and downs through his careers. This is the big step up for Ted Cheeseman tonight. You know, this is another level. This is, I'd say, somewhere in between European level and just find out if you belong at that level, Adam. And you know, we're going to see with Ted Cheeseman. I'd have preferred to see him maybe for a European title, but they've chose this path instead.
It is a mini risk, of course, for Tony Sims, Eddie Hearn, Ted Cheeseman. Right hand for Carson Jones, who's clever, he's foxy, he finds angles, he's always full of determination.
My biggest worry with Ted Cheeseman, it always will be, he's what we call in boxing a bleeder, and it's going to be in fights like this against the likes of Carson Jones where that could really be a big problem for him.
And look at the size difference in there as well. Carson Jones coming in 4.5 pounds heavy at the weigh-in. The Cheeseman camp said no problems, we're going to take it.
I don't like that, Adam.
No.
It doesn't sit right with me that, you know, we have weight limits for a reason, and it's not fair for a fight to be able to go in there heavier, and, you know, maybe the better off than Ted Cheeseman. Ted Cheeseman got himself down to that weight, looks in fantastic shape, but, you know, Carson Jones hasn't had to go through the same problems.
We wonder what that preparation was really like for Carson Jones. There is a vacant WBO international belt on the line. Of course, Jones can't win that, only Cheeseman. That was low with the left hand from Jones, but he will try everything in there to unsettle Cheeseman, not allow him to flow, get any sort of momentum. Cheeseman's convinced that he will wear down the old man.
Jones is matching Cheeseman all the time. It's tit for tat so far. Cheeseman looks the slightly sharper fighter, but for me so far, Carson Jones looks the heavier-handed fighter here, Adam.
It's a decent start, this, from Carson Jones. Cheeseman attempting to get his jab and right hand going. And it's fabulous to see the 22-year-old Ted Cheeseman aiming for victory number 13. Hasn't lost yet. He's got 8 knockouts on the slate as well. Really popular sort from nearby in Bermondsey, in with Carson Jones in fight number 58. The man from Oklahoma City normally trains with Abel Sanchez up in the Big Bear Mountains. Having a little break, him and Abel. Probably sick of each other after all the years.
He was the first person I noticed who was out the corner tonight, Adam, so that could play a factor if this gets into a long, grueling fight, but I doubt it. Carson Jones is very experienced, and, you know, it's obvious Abel Sanchez has trusted him, you know, to be able to know what to do when he gets here.
He also has to put all his attention into Gennady Golovkin these days, of course. Good body shots from Jones, who hardly needs a trainer, really. He knows his way around the ring so well, and he'll be looking to exploit any vulnerability in the makeup of these youngsters. Low blow there from Jones.
Borderline for me, that one, Adam. For me, Cheeseman here has got to create a little bit more distance between him and Carson Jones. He's allowing Carson Jones to get them body shots off, and he's allowing himself to stay within range for Carson Jones counters. I like to see him just make a little bit more space between you. Use that jab a little bit more.
He's on the front foot here tonight, Carson Jones. Not just with that big size, but with the confidence that he can maybe teach Cheeseman a lesson.
It's a good jab there from Cheeseman. I like what Cheeseman's doing in patches. He's mixing it up. He's going forwards, he's going backwards. He's trying to do a bit inside. That's a good right hand from Carson Jones. Good counter right hand. these are the things now. These are great learning fights, Adam, for Cheeseman, because we're seeing him here now getting tested. You know, Carson's coming on, nose bloody here from Ted Cheeseman. He could be going through a crisis in this fight, and he really could. And this is what we want to see.
First real questions answered in the fledgling career of Ted Cheeseman. Blood to the nose. Tony mentioned that he was worried about the skin cutting, the bleeding. He does get hit, Cheeseman. He can't just walk through these punches. Got to watch the upper body movement, because Jones is so clever and sneaky with his shots. Decent body work, though, from Cheeseman. It's a really good start, this.
What I will say, Adam, is the body shots will have a much lesser effect on Carson Jones from not making weight. He hasn't had to drag his body down to the lower weight. A little bit lower gain there, but he's put pressure on Cheeseman here, and Cheeseman isn't enjoying this at all.
Looking ragged here, Ted Cheeseman, and we haven't seen that yet. Last few seconds of the second round. Just needs to get that jab going and try and take centre ring.
That was low from Carson Jones again. I'm sorry, Adam, but it was low. It was very low, that one. Jones's body work in that round, although there was 2 or 3 that strayed really low for me, but I just couldn't separate them because both landed hard punches throughout the round.
The white and blue of Ted Cheeseman and the black and silver of the American Carson Jones. What a fight that was when he came over for the first time, relatively unknown, and took on Kell Brook. And Brook learned so much, didn't he, from that night, and then came back and exacted revenge. Even though he didn't lose the first time, it was so close.
It must have felt like a loss to Kell that night, because he was such an overwhelming favourite, and to be pushed so close by the likes of Carson Jones. You know, he was very annoyed with himself, and, you know, got the retribution in the rematch. You know, he was brilliant in that second fight.
Exchanging punches, the pair of them.
Both showing the characteristics here, pulling tongues at each other, talking as well, and I don't like how this is going with Cheeseman early doors. I'd like to see what Tony asked him to do in between rounds and use that jab a bit more like he's doing now.
Yeah, lighter on his feet. Cheeseman, body work there.
Very nice.
He's an intense trainer, physically so fit, Cheeseman. His work rate's excellent.
He needs to keep this at long range, I'd say, for maybe 4 to 5 rounds at them, and then put the pressure on Carson Jones. He needs to draw the sting from him. Early doors, Carson Jones is always going to be strong and very physical, but he will tire. As I say, the old boxing is not an old man's game, it's a young man's game, and he will tire as it goes on.
Still throwing a lot of leather, though, Carson Jones. Decent hand speed, even with the added weight. And good body shots. Maybe he's just trying to take Cheeseman out first half of this fight and put it all on the line. Unusual tactics for a man that's been lengthy distances, 12 rounds on occasions and 10, and Cheeseman never passed 8.
This is good work from Cheeseman. He's just forcing Carson Jones back to the ropes and just overworking him to the body.
He's got so much drive, Cheeseman. He wants this hugely, this business. How good is he?
It's really neat stuff what he's doing in there, Cheeseman. He's slipping the punches and he's coming inside and up into the middle of the body. They're the hurtful punches at them. And, you know, it's clever work from Cheeseman. Much better round this, in my opinion.
Totally agree. Good uppercut there, and he's really found the range with a jab. Nice right hand. Shake of the head from Carson Jones. Spitting the defiance as ever. But this is better for the Englishman.
The body shots at him that Ted Cheeseman's just sinking in there. They're going to tell after 4 to 5 rounds. They really are.
Still lively and fiery, though, Jones, getting a right hand in. Terrific action. Derek Chisora, David Hay just to our left. Everybody wants to be here tonight, and that's a really good sign for British boxing.
Everybody loves a British grudge match, Adam. They really do. You know, it captures the public's imagination. We can tell by the numbers in here tonight. It's a big, big night for British boxing.
It's a good one, this. One of the chief supports of the bill. 9 minutes of highly charged action already. Howard Foster Reading the riot act to Carson Jones, telling him to keep the punches up. Not happy, Jones. It's a good one, this, isn't it?
It is, and you know, I like what I've seen in that third round from Cheeseman. I really do. You know, he's using the jab like we're seeing here now, using the jab an awful lot more, going up and down. Oh, that was a good right hand from Carson Jones.
Yep, walked into that, and we remember Carson Jones taking out Brian Rhodes, and Cheeseman wants to tear up here. Who's that going to benefit? Big right hand.
Both guys are going for it at him.
And another right hand for Cheeseman. He says, okay, you've hurt me, I'm going to hurt you back. Now we're learning a bit more about Ted Cheeseman here. And this is good work, and Carson Jones has got a hold momentarily.
This is a fantastic fight with both guys letting go here of big shots. Who is going to be able to endure this for the longest?
Blood from the nose of Cheeseman, but some of these arm punches from Jones don't look like they've got a lot of power in. Was he hoping for an early knockout win? And will it be Cheeseman now that begins to take control? Another right hand from Jones, though. Such a valiant fighter, always has been, always will. Big uppercut, back comes Cheeseman, toe-to-toe here.
He doesn't need to do this, Cheeseman. He doesn't need to make this hard. He can make this easier by using the jab and dictating the range and the pace of this fight.
And the Anthony Joshua ringing loud and clear amongst the O2 as AJ makes his way to ringside. But to be honest, we don't want to take our eyes off this.
This is a thriller, Adam. It's absolutely brilliant. It has been from the start. Carson Jones showing here there's an awful lot left in the tank. I'd just like to see Ted Cheeseman get back to that jab a little bit more and not engage as much. But for us, the fans outside watching this, it's brilliant.
Goes for the uppercut, just misses there, Cheeseman. Who will have more in the tank after these high-octane moments early on in the fight? The schedule for 10, remember. And it's been quite a pace for the first 4 rounds. Nice right hand from Cheeseman. Back comes Jones. Looking to work the body again, being told to keep them up by Howard Foster.
It's so compelling, Adam, because I think that neither guy has the one big punch to put each other down, but they're gradually breaking each other down here, punch by punch, round by round.
Already a torrid affair between Here's the 5th round. It's the 308th of Carson Jones's long career. Way back in October 2004, he turned professional. Now, there's not much in it on your card, or I'd have thought the 3 judges at this stage.
There's not much in it on my card, Adam. I have got it 39-38 for Cheeseman. But like I say, you know, it's been nip and tuck a couple of them rounds. I mean, you thought before that Jones won the second, so you could possibly have it level at this stage.
That's exactly how I have it, and I'm sure all of you at home have got your opinions. And what we do know is it's a really good fight. That was a lovely shot from Cheeseman.
Good right uppercut there on the inside. Carson Jones seemed to be waiting for the big shot each time, the big counter punch. He's not the guy who's quicker or sharper tonight, but he actually might have them beat the guy with the heavier hands. And you know, that might show as this fight goes later down the stretch.
What will the weight difference be between them on the night, you think?
The weight difference on the night will be big, I think. I think you can see that from the midriff around Carson Jones. You know, you can see where he's carrying the weight. He's going to be a lot more durable, I would say, Adam, than he would have been if he got down to the weight.
Blood from the nose of Jones, but he just keeps marching forwards, putting everything into it. He was pretty good against, albeit faded, Antonio Margarito, winning that fight, but losing it because of a bizarre stoppage. Antonio Margarito cut badly. Almost looked like he retired on the corner, but it went to the cards, and somehow the Mexican got it. But he comes back again, Jones. And he always gives us value for money.
He's just being pushed back slightly in this round here. Carson Jones, and I don't want to speak too early, but is this a bit of a changing in the tide of the fight? Is he starting to get on top of Carson Jones? Good right hand from Ted Cheeseman there.
That was a lovely shot following the uppercut about a minute and a half ago, and you just wonder if Cheeseman's youth and the fact he's the man on the way up, just that extra energy and ambition will begin.
That extra ambition, Adam.
Yeah.
He's in here, and he's under no illusions. He knows Carson Jones is a tough, hard soldier, but he's starting it to look like he's walking him down a little bit now.
Yep, it's a good round this for Ted Cheeseman. Jones just flailing away, not much landing. Tongue out from the big cheese.
Them little body shots on the inside and the brilliant shots. They're very absorbing and draining punches on the other fighter.
He's much better when he's at range, isn't he?
He is. He picks some wonderful punches, does Ted Cheeseman. But make no mistake, up close he's very neat and he's good also. So
you always see him at ringside, the wise fox of the Matchroom stable.
the silver fox.
They'll be enjoying this one. It's a real learning fight, this, for Ted Cheeseman, as he smiles at you at ringside, gives you a little wink, and then a volley of punches throws it. He feels, it seems, pretty comfortable in there, Tony, now.
I think he's got used to Carson Jones's power, Adam, and he's getting more and more confident. He's happy up close. He's dictating the pace of the fight here. We see him he's just touching Carson Jones up with small little shots. There's nothing hateful in them. We see him acting up here. Characteristics, good fast hands and combination here from Ted Cheeseman.
I wonder if Team Cheeseman feel Carson Jones is just weakening slightly, not as much coming back. He's certainly found more of a rhythm now.
Them body shots up close before, Adam, like I said, they play a big role as fights get past the halfway stage.
Still dangerous with these looping hooks, though. Carson Jones, got to be careful. He's got 30 knockouts on the long record.
He has, Adam, but I feel he's tired now, Carson Jones. I think he came here, with great...
Is that a good idea or not?
It's not, no, but he's in it. He feels the other man. He's the guy in there wrestling with him up close, fighting with him. He sees him slowing down to him slowly now, Adam.
Starting to raise his hand, showboating Ted Cheeseman.
He's in there. He's gaining confidence by what he's seeing himself. And Ted Cheeseman is slowly but surely breaking Carson Jones down here.
Good work on the inside. He's only ever been stopped 3 times, Carson Jones. Once in that rematch with Kell Brook, and a couple early in his career. Remember Alfonso Gomez stopping him, I think, in about 8 rounds. He's so tough and solid, Jones, but this is better and better from Cheeseman.
He's a very proud man, Carson Jones, and he's gonna want to go out on his shield, and I feel like he might do tonight if he doesn't find a way to get through these barrages of punches that Ted Cheeseman is throwing when he's up close. Then he could find himself stopped for a 4th time, Adam.
Decent puncher himself, Cheeseman, with 8 knockouts in those 12 wins. But this is a major step up in class from where he's been before. They felt it was right, and at the moment, maybe it's proving so. Certainly the last couple of rounds. Lots of Vaseline on the forehead of Ted Cheeseman as he comes out for the 7th round. Remember, he's done 8 before, but Carson Jones much more experienced down the stretch. But Cheeseman gets off again to a good start at the beginning of this one. And you sense this is a fight he has well under control.
This is what I wanted to see from Cheeseman early doors, Adam. So what he's actually done is he's started the fight as I wanted him to finish it, and he's finishing it how I'd like him to start it. He's now boxing, using the skills, using that extra bit of speed and snap to, outwit Carson Jones. He's probably felt Carson Jones early doors and thought, you know what, I can make this easier for myself, and he's doing it now.
Started boxing at 12 at the Fisher Club, had 60 amateur fights, won 50 of those, Ted Cheeseman, so always hopeful of big things when he turned pro. Got an English title shot against Matthew Ryan. That was last summer. Looked good there. As again he smiles down. He's a character, isn't he, as well?
He is a character, likes a fight, You know, there's a good fight in Britain for him for the British title, him and James Metcalf. It's one I really want to see. You know, like we're seeing tonight, unbeaten British fighters can meet. It doesn't even have to be for a title.
Both of them swinging from the hip there. Carson Jones not going down without a real fight, and he's trying everything.
Like I said before, Adam, I just think the heaviness and the correct style of punching has gone out of Carson Jones' game now. He's losing his form, his shape. He doesn't look the same fighter as he did in them first 4 rounds.
Losing his balance as well. There's an uppercut, was just partially blocked, but still those big hooks.
He's square on, and there's no purchase in them punches. You know, there's no real weight being transferred. These are arm punches that we're seeing here from Carson Jones. They're not heavy punches. Whereas on the other hand, Ted Cheeseman is turning them out with good speed, good accuracy. You know, I just think this is going one way now.
Has worked hard, Carson Jones. Just more flat-footed though. I think he put a great deal into those opening 3 or 4 rounds, hoping to catch Cheeseman, maybe cold with that extra weight advantage. But look at that from Ted Cheeseman.
4 or 5 punch combinations rattled off there by Ted Cheeseman.
A nice right hand as well. Just can't get out of the way of some of these, Jones.
It's a young man's game, Adam, and you just see, you know, the snap and the sharpness. It leaves you at the most important times as you're getting older. It really does. They're heavy punches there from Carson Jones. That's that on board. Go out there and make the rest of this fight easy.
3 threes. It's like an amateur fight. Good advice that from Tony Sims. And you see on Tony's unofficial card how he's stretched away here, Cheeseman. This is the 8th round. He went 8 with Tony Dixon and also Jack Sellers here.
Big right hand there from Cheeseman over the top. Carson Jones spitting out defiance like we'd spoken about before. Cheeseman, he is going through the motions. Good right hand again. If Cheeseman could just turn that one bit, you know, he really would be something else.
It's interesting that the corner advise him over the course of the 9 minutes. Obviously, they believe they're in front. I wonder, with Cheeseman's showboating, whether he will actually try and inflict the stoppage, because that'll be some statement if he can manage to become into the 4th man in Carson Jones's long career to halt him.
It would be, Adam, but to do that, he's going to have to take unnecessary risks, and I think Tony Sims, like I said, fantastic trainer, he doesn't want to see his fighter take unnecessary risks. For him, you know, the trainer, a win's a win. It doesn't matter. Just go out there and win.
And it's also a ring education, isn't it, Tony? The fact that he's getting more rounds in the bank against someone of this caliber.
I feel he could wear Carson Jones out maybe by going the body a little bit more. Carson Jones does look spent at times in this fight, but then, you know, he defies the odds and he swings a big swing again. So just when you think he's tired and he's had enough, he swings out a big haymaker like he did there.
Body shot from Cheeseman, and again
Cheeseman's allowing himself to be pushed back to the ropes here. He's not being pushed back, he's allowing himself to just try and get that little bit of space. He's looking for the perfect counter punch when he can dictate here with the jab and maybe force Carson Jones back himself.
Some good performances from Ted Cheeseman, remembering that Ben Hall, who is unbeaten, lost in 6 rounds to Carson Jones back in November 2016. So this was always a risk.
What I will say is, Adam, as Ted Cheeseman goes up a notch and goes into fights where these guys he faces that are unbeaten, like a James Metcalf, he's not going to be able to stand in front of them with the hands down and give them opportunities like he's given Carson Jones at times here. He's very good on the front foot. He showed some lovely moves and neat footwork, but you need to defend yourself at all times in this business. You know, he's walking in here with hands down, and that's a good right hand, but he's not going to be able to get away with this, Adam, as the opponents increase in volume.
Finding more gaps in the Jones.
Repeat myself, like I said, boxing is a young man's game. and it's showing here tonight.
He started strongly, Carson Jones. What's he got left for these last 6 minutes? He might really go for broke here. Ted Cheeseman getting off those ropes. How much deep down does Jones want this? Seems to always want it. But are you right, Tony? The legs just a bit slower these days. The body not responding to anywhere near the weight limit.
I just think he banked on trying to get rid of Cheeseman in the first 5 rounds, Adam, hence why he didn't make the weight, and you know why he was looked so strong and so good in the first 4 or 5 rounds.
Still trying though. Hasn't gassed badly, has he?
He hasn't gassed badly. He's a proper soldier, is Carson Jones. You know, he will be there till the end. It's a testament to his career. Very, very rarely stopped, only against the top level guys. He's a proper soldier, and you can see he's finding it hard in here tonight. Cheeseman is that bit younger, is that little bit sharper, and has that little bit more variation to his game. The better footwork is what's been the difference at times tonight also.
I think if you look back to that Kell Brook night where he had so many problems in sort of rounds 8 to 11, didn't he? He was tiring, and that's testament to Ted Cheeseman and his training team who know they have to be in 100% physical condition to be able to deal with Carson Jones at whatever stage.
It is, like I say, he's got a fantastic team behind him.
They're going to take a point off Howard Foster, finally.
I'll be honest, he has had it coming at him. He was landing low blows in the first 3 rounds, the fight, really low blows. He hasn't done it for a while, so I'm shocked it came at this stage. I thought it should have came earlier on, but it is what it is. You know, you throw low blows, you're going to be punished.
There's no doubt he'll need a knockout now, when it looks so different after 3 or 4 rounds. Point deduction, as well as a number to Ted Cheeseman. Means that Jones has to go for it. Will Cheeseman go for it?
Just when Cheeseman lands a left hook and he thinks Carson Jones has felt it, he goes to step in and realise Carson Jones is fine. So it's very hard to get rid of a guy like Carson Jones, a good fighter who can defend himself very well.
Right hands though from Cheeseman. He's got a huge amount of home support. This is like his home away from home at the O2. Loves fighting here. And he's been on plenty of big shows already. Good volume, combinations.
I think the way to stop someone like Carson Jones, Adam, is to overwhelm him. You know, take him to the ropes. Remember, like Joe Calzaghe used to do it. You throw 5 or 6, 7 punches.
Oh,
that's
good
a
work
good
from
shot
Carson Jones, though. Suddenly, he finds a couple of shots, and there's a bit of a ragged feel to Cheeseman. And it was very, very quick as well.
Doesn't need to do this now, Ted Cheeseman. I'm sure Carson Jones will go hell for leather for the first 30 seconds to a minute of this round, and then, you know, Ted Cheeseman should be able to see it out.
Well, he's listening to Tony Sims straight away on the back foot, getting the jab out. What has Carson Jones got left in this 10th and final round? Behind on Tony's card by 4, 3 judges at ringside. Our own Steve Gray, Grzegorz Molenda from Poland, and Manuel Oliver Palomo, very experienced, from Spain. Good jab, and he'll have learned more in these 10 rounds than in all the previous 53 he had before the first bell tonight. It's brilliant matchmaking, actually, isn't it? And it's an excellent learning fight.
Boxing, Adam, is all about timing. The right fight at the right time against the correct opponent. And this tonight is a perfect lesson. Brilliant match by Eddie made, and it's just perfect timing. You know, this a year ago, Adam, could have been a step too far. But like I said before, it's all about timing.
And it's been good to watch. Real thunderous action first 3 or 4 rounds, and then Cheeseman found the rhythm and found the way by getting the jab out and utilising those skills.
He has. Like I said before, he's finished the fight the way I'd have liked him to have started it. He's drawn the sting out of Carson Jones. He's punished him at long range. you know, if he would have started like this, he wouldn't have had the lumps and bumps that he's going to have tomorrow. And personally, with a couple of headaches, he's definitely going to have.
I think he's enjoyed it. Ted Cheeseman in there. He lives for this business. 30 seconds to go, and it will be 10 extremely valuable rounds in the bank against a top fighter who's been around the block and back so many times and always delivers a decent showing, as he has again tonight, but it's not been good enough.
It hasn't, it really hasn't, and there's a lot to like about Ted Cheeseman going forward. He's exciting, he comes to fight, he can box. Not the biggest puncher, but that also adds to the excitement. We know he's going to be in there for the duration.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of championship boxing, the judges' scorecards read 99 to 91, 99 to 90, 100 to 89, and all three judges are in favour of our winner and the new WBA International Super Welterweight Champion from Bermondsey, South London, Ted Cheeseman.